Okay, yeah.
Hey guys,
Hi.
how you doing?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Today is difficult. It's very cold.
Yeah, today is really frozen.
I made maybe $2. There's some people that actually make sure to come by and drop me some food. This lady especially, I met her once, and every day of the week she gives me 2 sandwich, 2 banana and an orange. She's like clockwork. And the one day, actually she woke me up, it woke me up, so I look up and I've been able to see her face. Oh, and I said, oh, this is you, thank you.
She must be
Which
really
got a big
nice.
smile on her face. She said, thank you for your sandwich.
Yeah.
And now she changed from white bread to whole wheat bread.
Oh, it's more healthy.
Yeah, you usually have a sardine sandwich, which I really love sandwich, and a peanut butter one.
Yeah.
And
More nutrition.
Yeah, well, I used to, at home, I make peanut butter sandwich and I put sardine in it.
Oh,
Peanut butter toast with my sardine. People think I'm weird, but I like it. So anyways, and yeah, she comes and she drops that there, and it's,
Yes.
you know, I know I'm gonna get fed. It's not so much for the money. I'm here because this is my last resort. This is my cornerstone. I stay here, I live here, because from there I get a reset. I never lived anywhere a full year. And the last place I was in was 14 months because I was busy reorienting my skills, resetting everything. And I started from nothing. I sold all my tools and I said, what is it that I can do now that not only gonna get me going, but gonna get me ahead. I have nothing, let's make something. So I know it's all in here, and it's screaming, it's hurling to get out. And I will show my material at the end. So, I mean, the purpose of this, I did not want to. It's my doubt, my fear. I put everything into this for this to get me somewhere. And expectation isn't the play, but at the same time I can create something, but I can't lock it up. So I have to let it breathe if I want it to live. So at the end, yes, I will have you take a look at my stuff and show where the talent is drowning in despair.
Yeah. Can you tell us your story, please? Yeah, can you share some of your experience about
Well,
people that
I was raised by people that actually just don't take care of their own. It's quite explicit. And because I got a parent that went missing, I went tumbling in the bottom of the rabbit hole to see what was going on. And I was really young, so I couldn't do much about it, but cope, I guess, with what I had, which was highly traumatic. And it started before my mom died, actually, because my brother, Jean-Louis, actually never did like me, and he was taking me for walks when I was a kid and leaving me there, which created me some high traumatic experience, which it got somehow locked up and was coming to me in like blurry memories that was highly indicative of a source of knowledge that I needed to know of what happened, because a traumatic experience, that's what the brain is. It's too much, so it's going to actually just disconnect or take it in, locks it in, because that's what instinctively your brain will be doing. You don't have any other option.
it sounds like it was really hard time for you.
It's more than hard. It was impossible. It was impossible for the brain to actually cope. So it's like tilt. But
So
instead, it's like a breaker that will come, right? It'll disconnect because it's too much.
Yes, too much.
That's what post-traumatic stress disorder means. The brain got jolted with traumatic experience,
And it's really
and
hard
you could
to
not
deal
cope.
with. Yeah.
It's a coping mechanism that it has to do with strength, how much strength you have to cope. Well, if you want to cope, experience, you have to live some experience. Otherwise, it ain't happening. All our soldiers have extremist amount of coping abilities.
Yes,
Otherwise, they would not be able to go to war.
Yeah.
They are being trained daily for reinforcing their coping abilities. Otherwise, how can you go to war? Yeah, we're shooting bullets here. We're not playing, right? People die. We're still shooting bullets. People are still dying. So somebody's got to cope somewhere. And I don't think it's the dead that's doing the coping. Okay. So it's the same type of war I've been in since I was 4 and 5 years old, but there was no bullets.
But you are really traumatized.
Yeah, since I was 5.
Yeah. It's really hard for little children.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
To cope with.
This is like a stain that will never get off the shirt, right? And I've been said that it's stain, it's damage.
Did you get some help from government?
Any and every help they were actually willing to supply was highly deficient for me.
So
Keep bringing me back to who actually did that to me. Because the only help that was there is the church, the government, those counselors that does nothing but believe in God and the spiritual crap that are actually killing me. To start by their action. Me, I was very happy at home. I mean, this was my home.
So they force you to face the difficult.
They didn't force me. They didn't force me. They obligated me. At that point, I was abducted. I'm only 6 years old. What am I supposed to think?
Yeah.
And whatever happened then obviously has a direct effect on what's going on here right now and there. Because it happened to me. It's not me that's defective. It's what happened to me that made me this way. I didn't ask these people to come in my house and ruin my life. They should have been able to help my dad. Keeping the children in the home. No, let's plop a bomb and then boom. Because that's exactly what it felt like. Especially how they did it and what they did to mark me to the point of me having such a traumatic experience that actually it just fried my circuit.
So they did everything but without feeling your...
How could they? How could they? Really, how could they? Removing the children out of the home had never ever been the solution. And the problem that are familiar problem that are at home right now are caused by the direct and indirect effect of the belief system and how the system works to protect his own interest, which is a family. Like I said, you throw a bomb in the kitchen there, it's gonna blow up. What are the interests, the common interests, to keep the family being a family? None, zero, nada. From their point of view, you messed up. You know, crucifixion of punishment. They take all kinds of rights and they make it their rights. While babies are freezing outside. They're overdoing it on one way and not enough on the other. And what is God has to do with any of this? Nothing. Nothing. If God had anything to do with anything, it would not be the way it is now. You're going to tell me you people can come into anybody's house and in the name of God destroy a family? It's a fact. It's a fact. I mean, it's quite plain at that point. There's nothing good about this since it's messing things up. We're supposed to regroup. We're supposed to, if it's in the name of God, yeah, okay, let's do something about this instead of blowing it up. There's over 40,000 children in foster home in Canada right now. You're gonna tell me 88,000 parents are at fault? in a dysfunctional society like this? As soon as you call the ministry and say, hey, I seen this man manhandling the child. Oh, he's smoking weed. Bang! That's what they did in Abbotsford. They came to my house, they said they weren't going to help me, and then they found out I smoke weed, and I had nothing but a nightmare. To the point I say, okay, you want the child? Once you take the child, get the fuck out of here. You better take the child and leave, or don't come back. Now I have the same despicable murderer in my house telling me how shit should work. And I have video how clean my house was then. Like I said, I have evidence of how despicable Abbotsford was. And this is not the last video, we're gonna make another one. Because I wanna show the paper proof. Okay? If you can do that, that'd be great. And it's disturbing, very disturbing at that point that this is so well hidden, so well camouflaged in any and every way and of a step that he can take to make this happen. By example, when I was in Abbotsford, we had this counselor, and we went to see him 5 times. And 5 different times he wrote on a brand new page.
Oh, they didn't keep the...
No, they were not keeping note. And this dude had a heart attack.
Oh.
So he was not all there. And for 2 months and 3 weeks, we were stuck, me and my partner, my wife, stuck going from shelter to shelter because they wanted to break us down. Because from their point of view, we didn't belong together. And they told us this much. And when we got kind of separated, I was taken along by myself into this cubicle of the butcher.
Oh.
That's what I called it, because they bring you in the little room, there's 3 of them there, and they cook you. And when they're done cooking you, he said, well, we don't help people like you anymore. That's the kind of bullet they use. And then they expect me to do what? I don't have no advocate that's willing to follow me into these paths. I don't have no follow-up or whatsoever. As on top of that being a ward of the court. You bunch of murderer. Did you hear me? You're just a bunch of murderer. You're so despicably, professionally inclined to kill. This is your second nature. You don't think once, you just to jail. But you jailed me long and hard enough for me to understand that you guys are the problem. And such a big ass problem that you wonder why I'm here speaking just what I'm speaking of. What you're not saying. I had to live. I had to endure. I had to experience. I had to actually cope. When you guys cannot, will not live the way I do from your decision making. I had my hand on the element long enough to know it. Yes, it's hot there, but it seemed like you guys like to put my hand there to watch me scream and yell. And this has been so long. So long this has been that way. For me, it's all naturally, it's natural, it's expected. You guys wanted to, this as an example, you guys wanted to send the Jew in the desert for 40 years? Well, I'm better than the Jew, it's been 42 years. And who gives a crap? Common interest went... And that's why I'm going for the top, and I'm going for God. I'm gonna go get God himself with these intentions that you guys are so introverted to pervert, and you believe by leaving people behind, by making people like me, and then you're so despicably offended when I speak. suck it up, because I had to.